Alright, I'm going to make a quick video today, or it might not be quick, depending on how much I ramble on. But anyway, I just wanted to start off saying, what are you doing to get ready to be more prepared for what's coming? Whether you're a prepper or not, a lot of people believe it's going to be a food shortage. I do too. I think I seen in the news, like somebody, the USDA or something like that, said that it's going to be shortages this summer due to everything went on. I hope it's not too windy. Give it a second to die down. Anyway, starting off today, what I've been doing, what I done earlier, is replanting my garden. We had that frost Sunday morning. It got down to like 28 degrees and pretty much killed everything. It bit my potatoes real good, but I heard they'll come back out, so we'll see. Replanted my snaps and tomatoes and cucumbers and watermelons and all that. I was going to get some cantaloupe seeds, but the local store didn't have any, and they said people have been buying seeds and planting gardens like crazy, which is actually a good thing. So that means more people are being a little bit more self-sufficient. Even if you don't plant but a small garden, every little bit helps, and you got that as a guarantee. Well, not a 100% guarantee. We're going with the weather and crop failures and stuff like that, but at least you're trying, and that's the main thing. So if more people are growing food and having food and all that type of stuff, then that's less chance of marauders coming to take yours. So I look at that as a positive thing. Here comes a gust of wind. But anyway, been working on that, taking care of the chickens. Those baby chickens we had a couple weeks ago are getting pretty big now. All of them are doing good. Hog's still doing good, eating like a hog ought to. And anyway, I got a handful of things to talk about, some stuff on the table. It's not quite in view, but going with the gardening, I actually took one of these ammo cans here. I don't know if you heard that or not, but I believe the neighbor's doing some shooting. So anyway, we're not on the range today, but you still might have to bear with some gunfire in the background. Now, that being said, these have a rubber seal in it, and it's a cool dark place in there to keep your seeds and stuff. Plus they're all in one place. Still have some starter plants in the house I hadn't brought out yet. Not quite big enough and tough enough to be planted yet. But anyway, there's some heirloom seeds where after you harvest them, you can take the seeds and save them and dry them out and replant them next year. So you can, continually have seeds. And I believe you ought to have some of them. Even if you're not using them right now, have some stocked up. For hard times. Which you should be working on your gardening skills now, regardless of how much land you have, even if you're in an apartment. There's plenty of indoor plants that you can get, like tomato kits and stuff like that, and you can do windowsill gardening and stuff like that. Get you an idea. And then stock up some heirloom seeds in case you have to have them. Even if you don't use them now, just pack them away, because they're the ones I got from Tractor Supply were in a sealed little bag, kind of like a little Mylar bag. And then you take them, put them in the ammo can, and keep them cool, dry place. They should last for years and still be good. And even if you use like regular hybrid seeds now, which you can't really save and replant for your actual garden, but have some of those put up for hard times. And also, I haven't got a lot of them yet, but I got some of these Mylar bags, which they're supposed to stay sealed and be good for like 25 years or something. I got some beans in here, oxygen absorber, and I don't think you can really vacuum seal them, but I try to push all the air that I could. And then it's a Ziploc tab up here. You seal that, and then you take like I got one of those Food Saver vacuum sealers and use that to, you know, seal the top up here. It kind of melts it together or whatever. But I had heard that if you don't have that, you could take a regular iron and, you know, run it across the top and make it seal like that. But I don't know that for sure, but that's what I heard on the internet. So anyway, moving on, I got some more of these today, which are jars and lids for canning. We have a few jars. We need some more, but there's some people like my grandma and stuff is going to give me a lot of her old jars, but you still need to have new lids and bands, which you can reuse the bands. The lids, people don't really reuse them. Once you seal them and you break them open, when you use them, they're not really any good anymore. But I figured I'd go ahead and get some more bands too. But you need to keep that kind of stuff. This is just Ball brand. There's 12 of them in here, and they were $4.69. You might can get them cheaper online or something. But anyway, if you're prepping and garden, you need to have some canning stuff and be able to use it, which I don't really do canning myself. My wife takes care of that part. We get a big pressure cooker and all that kind of stuff. Years ago, like 6-7 years ago, we had a pretty good garden and had some stuff put up. But then a few years after that, then we started having kids and having little infant babies. You don't really, I guess you could probably make the time to do the garden, but not something you really want to do, especially not with your first kid. You're getting used to it and all that kind of stuff. But we are hitting it again this year, hopefully having a good crop so we can have some stuff put up. We'll see. It's not really in my control. I just do the work and hope God blesses it. Hopefully we're done with the winter now and the frost, and everything will be good from here on out. Then moving on to the next thing I'm going to talk about. Still got my ceramic plates, but I got a different carrier. This is just a Condor, you know, cheap one, but it works. Anyway, it's got buckles on the side, all that good stuff. I got pouches on the front, the magazines. I got my Old Faithful Gerber Strong Arm here. And I really don't feel like taking all this stuff off to show you. But one reason I like the Strong Arm so much is because of the actual sheath for it. Now, I had it on my belt with the little strap with the buckles, kind of like the Molly straps on the back of here. And I decided to move it off of there and on there so it'd be more secure and not dangling. So I took that off. The strap goes here behind the knife. And get through there. And anyway, it comes with some different attachment type stuff, but it's got a little plastic bar that goes in behind here, and you can run it through your Molly and you slide that up, and it's not tied on, it's actually attached with that plastic bar that runs all the way up through there. So this thing is pretty secure on there, and that's one reason I like it so good. I actually like it so much I ordered another one from Gerber last night or night before. Anyway, but I got it custom because you got to. I like custom stuff. It's going to be pretty cool, I believe. When it gets here, I'll show a video on that. But anyway, I went with this carrier because it's less bulky than this. So we can get this out of the way. This carrier is okay. I did spray paint it. It was bright black, as you may have seen on some of my videos. But it's got the side wraparound thing here, which I don't like because I don't plan on running side panels. And you got the side panel on the front here. It does have a pocket admin pouch or whatever right here, which is good. My other one didn't have that. But what I hated about this carrier was this part. As you can see here, a lot of them are made this way. But this is how you take it on and off. And you have your magazines and stuff mounted there. So that's kind of a pain to deal with. But you do that, you wrap these straps in here like that. Then you close this over it to hold it all down. And I guess you run this, through that little loop there and hold that in place. But that's hard to do when you're actually wearing that thing, especially with plates in it and stuff on the front like I'm talking about. And then when I had the 3 magazines across the front here, every time you would bend over, the weight of the magazines would pull this back. These stayed attached, so it didn't come loose, but just every time you bend over, you had Velcro noise and movement, and I couldn't stand that. I decided I had to do something different. But anyway, out with that. On to the next thing. I did some changing on my AR here. I like this hand guard, but it's a whole new upper here. I went ahead and got a new upper in 5.56 instead of 300 black, which is what I was running. I do have the backup irons. I still kept the Sig Romeo on here. I like it. It's a good red dot. And also it has the quick detach hole on the handguard, which is pretty handy. But I went back with 5.56 because 300 black is really expensive for the ammo. And it's hard to have a lot stocked up. And everybody else in the group is running 5.56, so I figured I would go back to that. I had a 5.56 to start with, but I moved to 300 black because here in Virginia it's legal to hunt with because it's 30 caliber bullet. Anything less than like a 243 is illegal. Anything like 5.56 or 223, they say it's too small to hunt with, kill a deer and all that, so it's not a game rifle. You can hunt coyotes and stuff, but I figured I'd move to 300 because, hey, I can hunt with it, and then also, target practice once in a while and all that kind of stuff. So I have, a few rounds stocked up for it, but I don't have as much as I would really like. But, I figured it would be alright because I did that like 2 or 3 years ago and all that. I didn't know in the next like 2 years the whole world's going to fall apart. The apocalypse was coming and everything else, so. That was a mistake on my end, I guess. Showed a few videos on some modifications on here with this grip. Having this little gun oil bottle, and I said originally I wanted to put a battery in there, but I actually found a way I can do both, so I'm going to put a little bit of oil in this little container. haven't really tried the container that much, so hopefully it doesn't leak or anything. That might be a mess. But anyway, I like the Lucas CLP oil for cleaning and things like that. And this is the Lucas spray and gun oil. I think they make good products for, you know, everything, equipment and gun oil, all that type of stuff. Anyway, I do have an extra battery here from a site I wanted to get two, but the store only had one. So I was going to take and try to keep this little paper here too. Try to keep the battery sealed up or whatever. But I actually slid the battery in right here. Well, let's do away with that. Slid the battery down right in beside that bottle. Yep, hopefully we don't have a leak. And slid it back in. Fits back in good and flush like it's supposed to. So I got a little bit of oil in there, and I got an extra battery. I still would like to put a second one in there. But anyway, that's my setups on this. And I did get a pair of good shears. Got the name on there too, which is cool. Like I said, everything needs to be custom. But came with a holster. I'm not really going to use that. Just have it folded up and in my pocket. It's got a belt cutter, a glass breaker, and all that. This is the Leatherman Raptor. I like Leatherman tools. They're always done a good job for me. Blades are good and sharp, good quality stuff. I've got that. I've got my Wingman multi-tool. And this band is actually the Leatherman tread and the watch band adapters and everything. But I figured you need to have some good shears, better than the like cheap $3 medical shears. Plus, you can have them folded up and put in your pocket, and you know, used for lots of different things, whatever you need scissors for. And now we'll get towards the end of the video here. I was just gonna, you know, think of some things, you know, that you need to work on and improve on, and like Kyle over at Survival Prepping for Normal People always says, what have you done today to get ready? And, you know, really think about that, because all of us can do something every day, whether it's big or whether it's small. Maybe just watch a video or read up on something new, or, you know, actually get out and try some kind of new skill. If you haven't made a fire, work on making a fire. If you hadn't made a shelter, work on making a shelter. Things like that. Especially this time of year now, work on some gardening stuff. And I mean, there's lots of different things that you can work on. And if you're just going to try to put up a year's worth of food or whatever like that, read up and watch videos on the best way to actually store the food and what foods work good for, you know, those situations. Like I said, some Mylar bags. I do have some beans that we put up before I did that, and I just took that food saver and vacuum sealed them, but that doesn't last as long as the Mylar bags. And you can get those on Amazon, the Mylar bags and the oxygen absorbers. And, you know, you can put up, I think, just about anything dried like that. Beans and, of course, rice and, you know, peas and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, if you keep it, put it up, it stays good for like 25 years. You know, it's kind of like insurance, like a peace of mind. You can just, you know, seal it up and forget about it, kind of. and it's not that expensive, I don't think, as compared to buying like Mountain House and you know, foods like that. Because I think you know, Mountain House, a container like that of whatever, they got all kind of different flavors and everything, but it's kind of expensive. It's like $8 or $10 for just one of them. So if you try to buy a bunch of them, you know, you're getting into some money. As you know, you buy the big bulk things of beans and rice, it's you know, pretty good price when you can find it. Nowadays it's hard to find with everybody grabbing for it, but you get those and you get the bags. I don't remember how many bags came in that thing. I think they were like, I don't know, $10 or $15. My wife ordered them. I didn't do it, but I forgot what she told me. But anyway, hopefully you'll get to thinking about some things, and as far as that goes, you know, make sure your vehicles are in good shape. Everything runs good, tires are good, pumped up, brakes are good, all that kind of stuff. Check your oil, probably change your oil. And I mean, if you don't know how to do that, then that's what you should work on. That would be a good project. A lot of it's simple. Checking the air in your tires. You just get your little gauge and stick it on there and see how much is in there. They even have them digital now, which is, you know, makes it really easy. Checking the oil, that's easy. There's probably lots of videos on YouTube if you know, need one. But like I said, I got my old truck's running pretty good. Tires are pretty good on it. I've got some stuff in the truck. I made a video on that about you know, having some stuff to be more prepared. I actually have something new in there I haven't showed you yet, and I'm gonna work on a video. I don't know if I'll do it today or another day, but it's a prepper chainsaw. It's an electric steel chainsaw that I got for early Father's Day. It's not quite Father's Day yet, but anyway, you know, it's electric, rechargeable. Not electric with a drop cord, rechargeable battery. But you can have a couple of batteries. You have that in your truck, and you don't have to worry about having gas spilling out, or leaving old gas in your carburetor and getting it gummed up, and when you need it, it won't run, and all that kind of stuff. It is a small saw being electric, but you know, you have that in your truck. If you're going somewhere trying to get home, you got a tree or something like that across the road, you can cut it up and get home. And I had experience with that one time trying to get home with a bunch of trees down, and I'll save that story for the video where I do the chainsaw. But anyway, I guess that's going to be about all for this one. Like I said, think about what you need to work on, and one thing I need to work on is definitely more medical stuff. Hopefully after all the virus stuff is over and things kind of get back to normal and opened up, I can find some first aid classes in the area and work on that. But anyway, that's all I got for this one. See ya.